Trevor's World of Sport, written by Andy Hamilton, starring Neil Pearson as Trevor and Paul Reynolds as Sammy.
And then on Saturday, Dennis and I went to see Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. Our vicar had arranged a special screening in the church hall.
Oh, right. It's meant to be quite intense, isn't it?
Yes, it is. In fact, Mrs. Harvey started thrashing around in a state of rapture. Although, personally, I think it was just attention-seeking. She's a very needy woman.
Right. And was the...
Morning, all.
Morning, Trev.
Any messages?
Yes, the client from hell is coming in to see you.
Oh, what, Ralph? Well, look, Barry, perhaps you could deal with it.
No, I mean the client from deepest hell.
What? Samantha?
Samantha.
Did she say what it was about?
She wouldn't tell me. I'm only a PA.
Oh, come on, you more than...
No, that's what she said. I'm not telling you. You're only a PA.
Oh. Oh, I see.
How was your weekend, Trev?
Quite interesting, actually. I had a look round a Buddhist temple.
Are you turning Buddhist, then?
No, I've just always thought it's an interesting religion.
Buddhism isn't a religion, it's just an excuse to sit down.
Morning, Sammy.
That's all it is, sitting down and meditating, or to use the correct term, loafing. No wonder Buddha was so paunchy. Besides, there's not even a god in Buddhism. How can you have a religion without a god? It's like having the cause without the tasty lead singer.
That was Thought for the Day.
Anyway, why are you getting into Buddhism?
It's interesting.
Don't turn spiritual on me, Trev. We're sports agents. We have to live in the real world. Did you see Beckham's getting 8 million from Adidas?
Oh, yeah, that's the real world, of course, I forgot.
There's a rumour Beckham's unhappy with his agent.
Really?
Yeah, I started it yesterday. I love the internet.
Dear Sports Stars, good morning. Trevor, your wife is on the phone.
All right, I'll take it in my office.
Putting you through, Mrs. Heslop.
Hydron, you haven't forgotten that Trev and I are taking you to lunch today?
What is the purpose of this lunch?
Well, we're trying to get to know our staff better.
For what reason?
Well, does everything need to have a reason? I mean, the endless infinity of our ever-expanding universe doesn't appear to have any reason, does it?
Well, there is a post-Cartesian rationale which argues that the reason the universe exists is purely so that it can be experienced through the medium of human consciousness.
I know that.
We just need to get to the bottom of this shoplifting business. I mean, Toby was very lucky that the police let him off with just a warning. If he'd done it 2 weeks ago, he'd have been caught up in their zero-tolerance initiative.
Have you asked him what happened?
Of course I have. All I got was grunts and shrugs.
Yeah, that's all I got. I suppose he'll talk about it when he's ready.
I think you should have another go.
Why me?
Because he respects you.
Does he?
Well, he likes you.
I just don't know what angle to tackle it from. I mean, why did he do it? It's just...
Well, he's obviously this mate of his, Bigsy. It was all his idea.
Why'd you say that?
Well, because Toby's passive, isn't he? He just tags along. He's easily led, like young people can be sometimes.
That wasn't how that sentence was supposed to end, was it?
Look, come round and have a word with him tonight while I'm at my piano lesson.
You're learning the piano?
Yeah? Why?
Nothing.
I know what you're thinking, but my teacher Laszlo says I've allowed people to indoctrinate me into thinking I'm not musical.
Right.
And playing the piano is something I've always wanted to do, so I'm doing it.
I've been getting interested in Buddhism. I went round a temple at the weekend.
There's no need to get competitive, Trev.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, I've been to a couple of Buddhist temples.
Yeah, I know, but...
I'll see you tonight, OK? Round 7.
OK.
Trev, Are you OK?
Yeah, no, that was Merrill, about this Toby shoplifting episode.
Oh, would he steal?
Oh, just some fruit.
Yeah, me and my mates used to steal fruit sometimes. Well, trucks with fruit in. Now, listen up, Trevster, because this conversation may change your life. I have found us a future superstar, a quite exceptional young footballer. He's got all the top clubs queuing up to sign him. Now, from this photo, what do you notice about him?
He's a midget.
He's not a midget, Trev. He's 8.
8? An 8-year-old footballer?
If they're good enough, they're old enough.
You can't represent a kid.
Well, if we don't, someone will, Trev. Probably an agency that isn't lucky enough to have someone like you.
Hey?
Well, if we took this lad on, I know that you'd look after his interests in a responsible way. Unlike, say, Tony Thompson's agency.
Oh, is Tony after him, then?
Almost certainly, but you still haven't spotted what's special about this boy. Look at his eyes, Trev. Look.
All right, so he's got Oriental eyes, so...
No, not just Oriental, Trev. Chinese. Chinese eyes. His name's Johnny Chang, and his mum and dad are Chinese. From China.
Yeah, but...
Listen, if you stood every single living person in China on each other's shoulders in a tower of humanity, do you know what you get?
Health and safety inspection?
A walkway to the moon, Trev. It'd reach the moon. We're talking about billions of eager consumers who, one day, could be wearing a shirt with Johnny Chang on the back.
Yeah, but...
the potential is mind-blowing. China is the new America, Trev. Everyone knows that.
Everything is the new something, isn't it?
What?
Well, nothing stays what it is. You know, grey is the new black, Sunday's the new Saturday, old is the new...
Trev, concentrate. We need this boy. He could be our walkway to the moon.
What?
That came out poncier than I meant it to.
He's actually not in, but you can leave a message. Thank you.
So, how are the wedding plans going, Hydron? Are you excited?
To a limited degree, yes.
And your partner, is she excited?
Yes, I'm sure, but she is very busy at the moment, working all hours on this film. She's playing a 17th century plague victim who gives birth to lots of little maggoty goblins.
Is it an art house film?
Yes. She likes working with this director. He's very cutting edge. Although all his films have failed at the box office.
Oh dear, what a shame.
It's okay. That's life. Sometimes you have to cope with the depressing spectre of failure. Hello, Ralph.
Oh, hello. Didn't mean to hover. Just didn't want to interrupt you in mid-flow.
Can we help you?
I was just wondering if Trev's got a window.
Well, I don't...
It's all right, I can wait.
I'm sure he's got his own room.
The boy is only 8 years old.
But he's special, Trev. And let's be honest, our client list is looking a bit unspecial at the moment.
Yeah,
particularly in the footballers department. I mean, we've only got 2 now who are playing in the Premiership. The French lad at Blackburn, whose squad number's 97, and an Estonian who can't even get a game at Crystal Palace. We need more genuine stars, Trev, like young Johnny Chang.
Yeah, but
he could be the Chinese Wayne Rooney. Only with nicer manners.
Yeah, but... Hello. Oh, right, OK. Samantha's here.
She can wait a few minutes.
No, she can't. We know that from experience. She'll go into one. Come on, we'll face her together.
Actually, Trev, I can't help out with Samantha. I've got Johnny Chang's dad coming to see me in a few minutes.
I see. Well, thanks for consulting me in advance.
It's just a preliminary chat, and that's
I'm
all.
not comfortable about this.
Well, sometimes it's good to move outside of your comfort zone.
What, and into the bullshit zone?
Listen, Trev, we have to sharpen up our game, because we're in danger of being perceived as an agency that only represents no-hopers, second-raters and mediocrities. Hi, Ralph.
Hi, guys. Trev, I was wondering if
Sorry, Ralph, I'm tied up.
I've installed Samantha in the boardroom. Gale Force 10, I'd say.
Wish me luck.
Sammy, perhaps I could talk
Look
to
at
you.
my face, Ralph. Is this my I'm free face? No, it's not. It's my I'm preparing for an important meeting face.
Oh.
But Barry will be happy to talk with you.
Well, I've got a lot of photocopying to do, actually.
Don't be silly, Barry. Which would you rather do? Boring old photocopying or having an interesting chat with Ralph about...
Offers to do panto.
There, you see? It's a no-brainer.
And did you see what happened on that break point at 5-3? Racket abuse. It was my racket, for God's sake. If something's yours, you're allowed to abuse it, surely. It completely broke my concentration. And I was in a position to win that match and go through to the second round.
Yeah, how long is it exactly since you went through to a second round?
I don't know. I'm not memory woman. Anyway, back to business, Trev. I've come to see you because you are probably the only honest person I can rely on. You know? In a world full of jealous people.
Right.
You see, well, there's this disgusting lie circulating about me on the internet. And you know me, Trev, I'm not thin-skinned. I'm used to being misrepresented, you know, having quotes falsely attributed to me, having pictures of my ass on unlicensed T-shirts. Do we ever catch those guys, by the way?
No.
This is... it's too much, Trev.
But what's the nature of the rumour?
They are saying that I am having a same-sex relationship with that huge Bulgarian left-hander, Markanova, the one who looks like an ox that's been in a car crash.
Right. Well, rumours aren't nice, I know, but I'm not clear precisely how you think I can help you.
All I want you to do is to track down the origin of this rumour and put a stop to it.
Right. So, all you want me to do is stop a rumour on the internet?
I mean, I'm not complaining, Barry. It's good money and everything, and, you know, Puss in Boots is one of the classier pantos, but, I don't know, it's just...
Just what?
Well, the thing is, Barry, I feel like I've turned into a failure.
You haven't turned into a failure, Ralph. Believe me.
Yeah, well, things have gone very quiet professionally. I mean, I still haven't heard back from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here about their next series, you know. I've phoned them several times now. Emailed them. Sent them hard copies of the emails. Faxed them. Texted them. Visited their office in person.
Well, you're probably not B-list enough for them.
No, I suppose you're right. Oh, I don't know, I just don't feel I'm up near the top of the ladder anymore.
Well, maybe not, but you're still on the ladder. Which is something, you know. I mean, look at me. I haven't even started up the ladder. I'm at the bottom holding the ladder for other people.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to do very well, Barry.
Maybe, but so far I've achieved nothing, whereas you've already achieved loads.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, come on. Last night I watched TV's 100 Greatest Cock-Ups and 12 of them were you.
Really? Gosh.
I mean, I know that everyone thinks I'm hard as nails.
Well,
No, don't contradict me, Trev. I am hard. I have to be. But I am not impervious, and it's not nice knowing that there are people out there believing lies about you. And this thing, it's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, well, you know, a lie can be halfway around the world before truth has got its boots on.
Who said that?
I think it was Churchill.
What, that dog in the insurance ads?
No, Winston. Doesn't matter. Look, I know this is an unpleasant situation, but...
Last night, this rumour got repeated on Australian radio, and my dad heard it, and he rang me, and he was... Well, there was this crack in his voice. I think he was crying, Trev. So suddenly my poor old dad finds himself in the firing line. That can't be right, can it?
No. No, of course it isn't.
So, what did your Dennis make of the Passion of the Christ?
I don't think he thought much of it. All through the crucifixion scene, he just kept criticising the standards of the carpentry.
Well, that's all good advice, Barry. You're right. I must concentrate on the positives. Maybe I'll do a bit more work on my autobiography.
You're writing an autobiography?
Yeah, it's called Ralphly Speaking.
Ralphly Speaking.
Yep.
But that's just a working title, is it? I mean, until you come up with something better.
Don't be silly, Barry. I'm not going to come up with anything better than that, am I? Nobody is.
Well, look, I'll arrange a meeting with the lawyer and we'll see what we can do.
Trev, Sammy said, could you pop into his office for a sec?
Hi, Samantha.
Hi,
Ralph. Renton. Presenter and prospective UKIP candidate.
Right, could someone call me a car, please? Nothing less than a Merc.
Well, the traffic's appalling right now. You might be better off using public transport. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that.
And for me, Mr. Chang, being an agent is, well, it's a calling, really. Trev, come in. I'm reassuring Mr. Chang here that we're a caring agency that would view his son as much more than just a potential wealth generator.
I'm very concerned, you see. I only want what's best for my son.
Of course, yes.
Trev's got a son. Haven't you, Trev?
Yes.
So, he knows all about keeping young lads out of trouble, and there are so many temptations lurking in wait for young footballers. Drink, drugs, Jordan. Well, drink and drugs anyway.
Which clubs have inquired about your son, Mr. Chang?
Juventus, Man U, Arsenal... I find it all very bewildering.
Mr. Chang here is a Buddhist, Trev.
All right.
Trev's a keen student of Buddhism. Aren't you, Trev?
Oh, is that right?
Well, you know, I just think it's an attractive philosophy, you know, that encourages us to escape the self.
I find it a real comfort, especially in today's world, which can be so greedy and competitive.
Here.
Western values seem so empty.
I know.
Personal morality seems to count for very little.
Please, just talking about it is upsetting me.
People seem obsessed by appearances, you know? Enslaved by false values.
Well, you won't find any of that here.
Where the hell is my car?
The driver just rang. He's stuck in Soho. He said it's totally solid, nothing's moving, and you might be better off using...
Don't bother finishing that sentence.
Can I just say, Samantha, that I thought you were very unlucky at the weekend.
I know. That umpire has got an agenda against me, ever since I called him a moron that time. And do you mind if I ask, out of interest, have any of you lot heard this horrible rumour that's going around about me on the internet?
Oh, what, you mean the one about you and the specially trained bear?
The what?
I worry because Johnny is only 8, and to have all this expectation...
Of course.
Also, I worry that there are some clubs where there might be a racist atmosphere, and if he's the only Chinese player, then...
We so hear what you're saying, don't we, Trev? Teresa?
Yes?
Could you send Barry in, please?
There's a couple of cautionary notes I think I ought to sound, Mr. Chang.
Perhaps first meeting isn't the time for cautionary notes, Trev.
The first is that very few young players eventually make the top grade. I think it's about 7%.
Yes, but statistics can be misleading, can't they? I think the whole 45 minutes thing proves that.
The other thing is that clubs may offer you cash inducements to sign young Johnny, but strictly speaking, such payments are not legal.
I really don't feel we should get bogged down in the whole grey area of what isn't legal at this stage, Trev. It's one of the... Barry. Mr. Chang, this is Barry. He's one of our many junior executives from the ethnic sector who we're fast-tracking through our corporate structure.
Am I?
What I suggest, Mr. Chang, is that my colleague and I come up with some proposals and we meet again in a few days. You can book the time on your way out with Teresa at the desk, who is a devout and principled Christian, by the way.
I only want to do what is best for my son.
Absolutely, we understand.
Do you mind if I ask, have any other agencies inquired about young Johnny?
Oh, yes, the Tony Thompson Agency. Have you heard of them?
Oh, yes. A very respectable agency. Highly professional. A bit white, but, you know, I don't think it's an active policy as such.
You take as much time as you need to think about it, Mr. Chang. He is only 8.
Yep, that's right. There's no hurry. You can just sit under a tree and wait for enlightenment.
I can't believe you said that.
What? About him sitting under a tree like Buddha?
No, the next bit. The bit about Buddha being hit on the head by an apple.
All right, so I may have got momentarily confused, but he didn't take offence.
He was too bewildered to take offence.
What do you think of Mr. Chan?
Well, he seems a bit of an innocent.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. But he feels so, well, so centred, doesn't he? I envy him, really.
Why?
Well, you know, he's answered the big questions in life, hasn't he? I mean, sometimes, don't you ever feel that, well, that there has to be something more?
More than what?
It's all right, you just answered my question.
Adrian's coming back.
OK, now, do me a favour. For the rest of this lunch, try not to ask any more inappropriate questions.
Inappropriate questions?
Yeah, like the one about the nipple rings.
It just came out. I don't know why. I get nervous around
And you
it.
get inappropriate, so don't.
OK. Adrian, welcome back. That was the toilet.
Oh.
It was a toilet.
Good.
Hydron, the purpose of these lunches is for me and Sammy to get to know our staff better and find out what they feel about their jobs at TS Sports Stars.
I feel nothing about my job. It's a source of income.
Right. OK, so you don't envisage staying on?
No. As soon as my partner finishes making her film, I shall return to Nottingham University to resume my research into protein crystallography.
Ah, yes. The old crystallography of proteins.
Well, we'll miss you. You're by far the brightest receptionist we've ever had.
Adrian, can I ask you a question?
It's not the nipple ring one again.
Oh, no. It's about you and your partner's marriage plans. When's the wedding?
Not till next year.
All right. And when lesbians get married, do they have a female stripper on the hen night?
I'll ask for the bill, shall I?
Yes, please.
Hello.
Trev, you've got to head back for a 3 o'clock meeting with Tim Harding, the lawyer.
No, that's tomorrow. Has Tim pulled it forward?
No, Samantha has.
I just felt it was time we stopped pussyfooting around. There are 2 rumours about me now, one about a bear and one about a Bulgarian skirt lifter, both equally upsetting. And I just feel it's time to take a stand against all these lies.
OK, Tim, legally, what's the score?
Well, who started the rumours? It's very hard to pin down, especially with the one about the specially trained bear, because the same story is being circulated about Britney Spears.
Right,
and
so...
Beyonce Knowles, Holly Valance, Sting, and George Michael, obviously. And now with the other, the Bulgarian lady...
That story might have come from the locker room. There's a lot of bitchiness on the women's circuit, especially from the ones with extra chromosomes.
Yes, but which obscure chat page carried it first? That's the issue, you know, exactly who bears the liability.
Well, the newspapers must be liable because they reported the story,
No. The newspapers reported on the internet frenzy surrounding the story. Now, any legal action would have to be against the originator, who's probably some penniless, pathetic cyber nerd who still lives with his mum in deepest Wyoming.
So you're saying there's nothing I can do?
In practical terms, no. Nothing that would achieve very much.
Well, we could issue a denial.
No, that'll just make everyone presume it's true. We can thank Alistair Campbell for that. And even if we locate the source, we still have to prove defamation. And defamation is defined as something that lowers someone's esteem in the eyes of right-minded people. Now, we're talking about the internet here. Anyone stupid enough to believe what they find on the net can hardly be classed as right-minded.
So you're saying that if it's on the net, effectively, people can make up pretty much whatever they want about me?
Pretty much, yes. Sorry.
Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm just going to go and ring my dad and try and explain.
And then she just walked out looking very forlorn. You see, Toby, people have this image of Samantha as this hard-nosed egomaniac, but sometimes you need to look past someone's appearance to see the substance, see the sadness.
So it's not true about the bear, then?
Of course it's not true. How could it be true?
Don't be naive, Dad. I mean, Catherine the Great used to make out with horses.
No, she didn't. That's a myth.
All right. Why are you sticking up for Catherine the Great?
I'm sticking up for what's true.
OK. Gary Chilcott says he's seen pictures of Samantha with the bear.
If he has, they were fakes.
All right, lighten up. It's just some fun on the internet. It's not as if it matters.
But it does matter.
Why?
Because the truth matters. Yes.
Sorry to bother you out of hours, Trev, but what do you reckon about my applying to go on Celebrity Fit Club?
Which one's that?
The one where fat celebrities try to lose weight and get shouted at by American drill sergeant?
But you're not fat.
Well, no. Not yet, but, you know, I'd be prepared to bulk up a bit.
Ralph, I don't think you're cut out for having people shout at you and humiliate you.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but most of the humiliation is pretty low-key, and as long as I stipulate nothing involving Vanessa Feltz...
Listen, Ralph, you rang for my advice, and I'm giving you it. My advice is steer well clear of it.
OK, Trev, you know best. Thanks.
Bye. Where were we?
The truth.
Oh, yeah, the truth. When are you going to tell me what happened on this shoplifting business?
It was just a laugh that got out of hand.
It was stealing.
What we did was nothing compared to what global corporations steal from the third world every day.
Oh, come on.
It was only fruit.
Was it Biggsy's idea?
Does that matter?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's not my idea of a mate, someone who lands you in it.
Sammy's always landing you in it.
That's different.
No, it isn't.
It is.
How?
Well...
Go on.
Because...
Yeah.
Because...
You can't answer.
Because for all his many faults, Sammy has never asked me to steal fruit for him.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Trev. How the hell did I get dragged in?
I don't know, he twisted it round somehow.
Morning, you two.
Have you seen the papers?
No.
Another rumour about Samantha?
Oh, no.
About her having a knee tremor in a hotel linen cupboard with Orlando Bloom. Splashed over 3 pages.
3 pages? Hey, that's...
terrible. It's terrible. Her dad's going to be heartbroken.
You don't know that. He might be a big Orlando Bloom fan.
This rumour business is getting totally out of hand. Better give Samantha a ring.
Sammy, Mr. Chang's popping in.
Come to me, my precious.
A tenor says he doesn't agree to signing Johnny up to anyone. Wouldn't be very good karma.
Karma?
It means if you live a bad life, then in a future life you come back as some lowly life form.
Oh, right. Well, what form do you think I'd come back as?
Do you know what a tapeworm is?
Hi, Samantha, it's Trev. Look, about this new rumour.
It's not true, Trev. It didn't happen.
No, of course not. I know that. Listen, I think you're right. You shouldn't have to put up with all this. It can't be that hard to track down who's responsible.
Well, I'm not...
The Rags have credited the story to a source close to the tennis star.
I don't know, Trev.
Let's go after them. We just have to work out who the source is. Then we can go after the source, can't we? Shall we go after the source? You're the source, aren't you?
I felt the best way to kill a rumour you don't like is to bury it with one you do.
But what about your dad? This is one more lie that he has to cope with.
I've explained it to him that I've made this one up, and he's cool with that. Anyway, he's pretty senile now, so he doesn't really remember anything long enough to stay upset about it.
Right.
Look, I gotta go, Trev. I'm issuing a denial. That should keep the story rumbling for a few more days. Bye.
Mr. Chang, welcome back. Barry, I respectfully ask if you could organise some tea.
Not for me, thank you. I shan't be staying long.
Morning, Mr. Chang. How are you?
At peace. I've reached a decision at last.
Good, good. Well, let's go through to the peaceful solitude of the boardroom, shall we?
No. Sorry, I'll catch you up in a sec. Hello.
It was me, Dad.
What?
It was my idea to nick the fruit. I was showing off, trying to impress Bigsy.
Right.
I felt too ashamed to tell you and Mum. Sorry, I should have told you, you're right. The truth does matter.
Yes, it does.
The dent in your bonnet, by the way, that was me.
Right.
Also the vomit stain on the sofa at your flat.
Yeah, OK.
And the discoloured patch on your lawn, it wasn't the fox who peed in it.
Yeah, it's probably enough truth to be getting on with. I'll talk to you later. I knew that stain couldn't have been me.
And so, after careful reflection, I have decided Johnny will not be signing for Juventus, Man U or Arsenal.
Yeah, I knew that's what you'd decide.
Instead, he's going to Spain.
Spain?
Why Spain?
Because a top Spanish club is paying us £200,000 to secure Johnny's services. He'll be joining their youth academy.
Which Spanish club?
I'm not at liberty to say. It's embargoed until the press announcement.
Yeah, I thought you only wanted what was best for your son.
Well, what could be better than 200 grand? And he'll get to see Spain, which is a great opportunity for an 8-year-old. Obviously, we'll visit him in the holidays.
Yeah, but... what? I'm speechless.
Why?
I just never imagined you'd go for something like that.
You imagined I turned down 200 grand?
If it came to it, yes.
Why?
Well, because of your spiritual beliefs.
I'm a Buddhist, not an idiot.
Are you sure this is a wise decision, Mr. Chang? After all, little Johnny is only 8, you know, and to send an 8-year-old to Spain, a land of sunstroke and frightening bullfights...
I'm sure it's the right decision. I've talked it through thoroughly with Tony.
Tony?
Tony Thompson.
Yes, his agency will be representing our interests. I did quite like your setup here, but to be honest, you employ too many Negroes. Anyway, I'll take my leave. I wanted to tell you all this in person. I felt it was the honourable thing to do. Good day.
Can you believe that, man? What a rat bag.
Yeah, one day I'm going to jump Tony Thompson down a dark alley.
Not Tony Thompson, Mr. Chang.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guess he was as mercenary as that?
Of course not, no. Otherwise I'd have offered him a bribe.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Oh, what now? Hello.
Trev, I just wanted to pick your brains.
This is a very bad line, Ralph. Where are you ringing from?
Burger King. I was,
You got an interview with Celebrity Fit Club, then?
Yeah, on balance, I decided...
I advised you against it.
Yes, but Barry said I needed to be positive, Trev, and saying yes to an experience is positive, isn't it? Also, it's... look, I just need to be on telly, Trev, OK? I've been shopping at Tesco's all week and not one person has stared at me. And I've just had a rejection letter from UKIP.
Yeah, fine, whatever. Just do what you want.
Stay calm. Escape the self.
Shut it. I just don't... What... Oh, why do I bother, eh? Answer me that. Nobody listens to what I think. My son pisses on my lawn and... Can you believe that Chang character? There I was looking up to him.
You have to lower your expectations of people, Trev. It just leads to disappointment.
Yeah.
You should start out from the position that people are scum and then just work backwards from there.
Actually, I think I probably won't do that if it's all the same to you.
Anyway, chin up, Trevster, because I've got some very good news.
What?
Well, there's this really talented young golfer I've heard about.
He's not 8, is he?
No, Trev. He's not 8. He's 11. And what's more, he's Muslim.
Oh,
have you any idea how many Muslims there are in the world, Trev? Millions. And only some of them hate the West. I'll tell you, a small percentage.
Trevor's World of Sport was written by Andy Hamilton and starred Neil Pearson as Trevor and Paul Reynolds as Sammy, with Abdul Salis, Cosima Shaw, Rosalind Ayres, Claire Skinner, Matthew Thomas, David Say, John Glover, Amber Sainsbury and Michael Fenton Stevens.